Is it okay?
Yeah, I mean, people learn. They'll get over it.
And we're live.
Yep.
Oh!
I love
Hello!
doing that.
Welcome back,
It's my
everybody,
favorite.
and to a new episode of C&C Bros as I play Tales of Vesperia while we talk and don't realize we're live.
Yeah. While you play Tales of Vesperia and forget we had to do this, I put a Tales of Vesperia gif in the tweet to let people know we were live just for you, just so
Really?
people could know that
Thank
you
you.
are such a traitor.
Well, it happens. People learn and they forgive.
I'll think about it.
But no, actually, while we're on the subject of games we're playing, since we always play that, do that.
Do we know?
Yeah, I started Devil May Cry.
Really?
One?
The first one.
Oh, Jesus.
Really?
Yeah.
How does it feel running around with a pair of scissors? Because that's what it feels like
I hate
compared
it.
to the others. Yeah, don't worry. It'll get better. Ride it out.
I got to the first boss, which is like a giant spider, and I lost, and I didn't want to use any yellow orbs, so I turned off the game, and then I was like, I could be playing Vesperia right now.
Oh, what a punk.
Well, I want to play it. I just want to play Vesperia more because I've kind of gotten into the flow of that again because I stopped playing Vesperia since like KH3 came out, and then I just started playing again like 2 weeks ago. And I'm
Go
like
back
catching
and
pride.
you show Phantom who's boss.
I'll play and I'll beat the game. I don't
Oh.
know if this is one of those games where it lets you do easy if you suck, because that's probably what's going to happen.
Easy mode is not selectable.
I'm okay. I mean, I appreciate hard games. I really do. Bloodborne is fun to an extent, but I don't like the grind of those games because it tests my endurance in a way that I don't like it being tested.
Then play Seki, bro.
I'd rather
There's
watch
no
Riot play
grinding in that.
Sekiro.
There's no grinding in that, and I hear it's hard as fuck.
I'm okay with that. I keep seeing the video of that one guy that just flies out of the fucking sky and dies on the roof.
I'm on Facebook right now, and I literally just saw that.
It's so funny. I want to watch that game. But really all it is doing is just getting me like hyped for Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, you're going to play completely different.
I mean, they're going to play completely different, but the aesthetic is the same, to me at least.
All I think is a wind scar. Someone was playing it yesterday.
Oh my god!
Someone gets a wind tunnel, and no one take your bees out.
Bees.
Not the bees.
Did I tell you I've been watching so much Maury show lately?
Why?
Oh,
I don't know why, but okay.
Oh god.
Is that indicative of your time watching Maury?
Is he off? Is he gone? I think he's gone.
I think his phone rang.
I think his phone rang and he had to answer it and he dipped.
Hold on, I'll be back.
Okay, yeah, do what it do.
But anyway, let's go ahead and just talk about what everybody's playing.
We had somebody waiting.
Who's waiting?
I don't know. I went to the YouTube channel to check on stuff and to get the video link, and it was like one waiting, and I was like, cool, somebody was waiting for us to start, and then we started, and now I don't see them.
It's okay.
Every time.
It'll be there eventually.
What is everybody playing? Well, I decided instead of being that guy and playing through Devil May Cry a second, third, fourth, fifth time, because the Bloody Palace update is coming in April.
Mm-hmm.
I decided this would be a wonderful time to try to finish out The World Ends With You.
God bless.
Yeah. There was a part I was stuck on for like a really long time, and I was like, you know what? Today is the day. And by today, I mean like yesterday. So grinded for a little bit, did what I was supposed to, and we were all good. Now I'm stuck on a puzzle.
Which puzzle?
Week 3, day 4, where you see the notes, and the notes have the noise arranged in a particular way.
Oh.
And you have to defeat the noise according to that puzzle.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah. I woke up this morning. Yeah.
I think I looked that up because I was just like, I can't be bothered to be held off by the end of this game anymore.
I looked it up, but only like to confirm whether or not I was right or wrong, and I was half right for the first part. Now I'm on the last part, and I can't make heads or tails. Yeah.
I think you have to like kill certain ones in each area.
Yeah.
You have to like it's like 1 per in one area, then like 2 in the next, and 3 in the last, or something like that. Because I think there's only 3 rooms that day. If I'm right, I could be wrong, but I remember playing World Ends with you and being completely overwhelmed because I was playing on hard for a while, and then I had to stop and I had to play on normal, and then I got to the final boss, and I was like, "Oh my god, what is this bullshit?" And I checked and I saw what my difficulty was, and it was just normal. And I was not under leveled by any means, but I turned that shit to easy, and I just went ahead and quietly beat the game. But in terms of what I'm playing, I accidentally, and by accidentally I mean I had a very strong impulse buy. Instead of buying the new Chocobo Mystery Dungeon game, I bought Super Mystery Dungeon for 3DS again, digitally, because I wanted to play it again to give it a fair run. And I've discovered that I do not have Heart Gold Soul Silver anymore. I don't know where that it could be, but I'm upset by it.
Good luck with all that.
So I have to buy it for full price, $60 online.
That's insane. I don't know where y'all got this notion that DS games were 60 from the jump. My man said full price $60. Nah, bruh. That's rarity price $60.
I know it's full price for me, full price for fucking everything else. But I've been playing. I started Mystery Dungeon, but I've been playing Vesperia quite a bit. Still playing Final Fantasy 3 and plugging at that whenever I have the chance to just dig around on my phone. And then I started Devil May Cry. And that is a journey I am going to have to take very slowly.
I'm so proud of you.
Who's Cry?
The devil.
Yikes. Devils May Cry.
Thanks for reminding me. Lucifer's coming back. On Netflix.
Isn't that the final season?
Yes. Oh my god, all my shows are ending.
Yeah, they are.
All your shows have been canceled, Shelly.
Okay, you know what's sad? Last week, before they announced that, I said, I wouldn't care if they canceled all the CW shows and just left all the DC universe.
And then everything got canceled, including Supernatural.
Oh god, what's happening?
It's the giant. The culling of the CW is happening at last, and no one knows what's going to happen.
I'm honestly surprised that Arrow's ending before Supergirl.
What?
Arrow's ending before Supergirl. Supergirl's popular. And now people are going to confuse it for Captain Marvel, so it's even better.
Oh.
Oh. So yeah, I've been watching a lot of Maury. I stopped watching Maury for 2 or 3 weeks.
Right.
Really got into couples court.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And yesterday I was watching one where the guy, he kept cheating on his wife. And he was like, I can't help it. I'm a man. And then the judge, hey, don't you drag us all down here with you.
Oh god, I'm gonna have to.
Don't drag us, please.
I'm gonna have to deal with a court ordained case like this in my office one day.
Yeah, you are.
And I'm gonna be like, you know what? I should have just listened to Shelly. He watched Maury in People's Court. Shit.
Couples court.
Couples Court.
Yeah.
People's Court's still good though.
I mean, it just feels like they're like, I'm gonna take you to court so I can prove to you that I'm not cheating on you, and then they're cheating on them. Like, why did you do this? Why you just tell them?
They called their bluff, man.
Clout coin.
Also, I don't know how much those shows pay them to be on.
I don't know. Like sometimes they'll have some witnesses. I'm like, you didn't know this witness was gonna come in?
Surprise witnesses.
You don't. Surprise witnesses don't work. Is that like a thing?
It's like Ace Attorney meets Royal Rumble.
I don't know.
God, I don't know the legal parameters of all this stuff, so
I don't know either.
What are you playing, George? Besides World Ends With You and Devil May Cry?
So I realized that my time is starting to free up again, and so with that, I figure I should at some point finish Def Jam Fight for New York. Now, I've already beaten it numerous times in the past, but I was doing it for my Twitch stream recently after finishing Vendetta. And so now that I have time in the evening again, which I guess I always had time in the evening, before I was just like practicing for FR and everything. Yeah, I should be hopping back on Twitch to finish that out for the people, and then playing some Tetris for the rest of that.
I mean,
till I can shove some new parts in my desktop.
I still need to replace my Joy-Cons, and I need to replace. I don't need to replace, but I need to like get an actual SD card. That's what I wanted.
The smart thing for me to do would be, after finishing The World Ends With You, to try to finish Octopath Traveler, but we know that's not going to happen according to plan.
What I'm hoping to do, because I bought a Final Fantasy VII for the Switch, so that I should be able to play that.
That reminds me. Go ahead.
What I want to do is, when I get the money again and I just get a little bit extra, I'm going to buy Final Fantasy X, because I have not owned that in about a year and a half, and I want to play it again for the Switch, just for portability. And B, I need to pay Brittany a down payment to make sure that she doesn't sell those Kingdom Hearts 3 Orchestra tickets to someone else. Because me and Ryan, basically...
Wait, another one?
Yeah, there's going to be one for KH3 Music. It's going to be in September.
Okay. I was like, didn't y'all already go to that?
Yeah. So she bought the tickets, but they can't go for like whatever reason. I don't know. And I said that me and Ryan would scoop them up, since we wanted to go last time. But we have yet to make any down payments, because that was right after I bought my PlayStation 4 Pro. And I haven't had anything to work with. And neither is he. But I'm thinking that around May or April, late April, I'll be able to put something down, like $100 at least, because I think the tickets are like $150 a piece or something like that. But also that happens in September, so I'll be able to make up the difference.
Lit. Yeah, well,
so let's talk about
rousing good time.
I think that we should talk about the overabundance of streaming services that are coming to light. Like Netflix and Minecraft Story Mode.
Oh, wait, what?
I heard that Minecraft Story Mode's on Netflix.
No. Word?
I think that I heard it. I want to check.
Hold on.
Let me pull up that on my PlayStation.
Let me clack these keys. All right. Thank you, Google Autofill. Yeah.
Is it true?
Minecraft Story Mode. Hold on. Let me break out the ye old screen share. Your entire screen. Nah, application window. That way we won't get all that mess like we did last time. We're going to present to everyone.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Did they make a show about it, or is it the actual game?
Let's look. All right. Something content ID IGN. Don't get
original first season.
Netflix version of the game begins with a short explanation on how to play it through the streaming service.
Oh my god!
All decisions come down to two choices. All right,
the Black Mirror episode.
It's Bandersnatch, or Bandersnatch is a Telltale game. And this is weird because Telltale initially reported that it'd be closing down. We talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
Various important developments occurred, including a former employee filing a lawsuit, The Walking Dead getting pulled from online storefronts, stuff through Skybound is a last hurrah for the skeleton team. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah.
So this is the remnants. This is what we got instead of finishing Clementine's story.
Yeah. I was going to try to play the video, but then it was like, hey, you want this ad for Fire TV?
You want to stream over your podcast that's live?
Look.
But no, like that makes number 3 because we have Stadia. Is that how you spell it? Stadia?
Stadia. I guess it's Stadia. I don't see why it would be Stadia.
I pronounced in my head as Stadia. And then we've got
Apple Arcade.
Whatever the hell that is. I didn't watch the
Which Apple Arcade apparently is supposed to feature an offline mode, but we'll get into those one by one.
But it's
wait, that was announced today?
Yeah. Apple Arcade's a thing.
I heard nothing about that.
I asked you what Apple Arcade was in the chat, and you never answered. And then George was like, "It's something. It's a thing." I don't know.
Was that Hover?
Wait, what?
All right, I'm on the website now, and I'm looking at stuff. And it's obviously a shooter. Don't know what that is. All right. Play over 100 groundbreaking new games where storytelling and design are pushed further than ever before, all in a gaming service unlike any other. Apple Arcade hits the App Store this fall. Let's play. All you can play, one subscription, no ads, no in-app purchases. That's a lie.
Not from Apple anyway.
Yeah, not from Apple, but like microtransactions in game. Like jump from iPhone to yo.
Hey, whenever you get a minute, can you come look at my resume?
Yeah.
That was Millie, everyone. Say hi.
Yeah. Jump from iPhone to iPad, Mac, Apple TV, play offline anytime, anywhere, access for up to 6 family members, and committed to your privacy.
What kind of games are these?
It's just...
I'm trying to look again because...
it sounds like just indies and small parts.
The one I'm seeing is mostly indies. I do see a Lego game. So...
subscription for this?
Huh?
I mean... I'm just saying, like, why would you need a subscription?
It's implied that
more money.
All you can play on one subscription. I guess it's
basically an Apple-sanctioned emulator.
Yeah, more or less.
That will never have any of the games we actually played on emulator. Like Pokemon.
Subscription service for iPhones, Mac.
I was about to say, not unlike Game Pass, I imagine it's you pay for it and then it's just there for you to use.
You pay for it and it exists.
Yeah.
And you can use it on all 3 of these things.
Yeah.
Even though technically that's what it should be anyway, because it's all.
If it's all Apple, then yeah.
And compare it to Stadia, where anything we already have the hardware.
Yeah, because you can play these on PC also, correct?
Yeah, PC.
Right there on Google.
Phone, tablet. I think they said that you could play it through your...
I'm looking at it now.
Maybe? I don't know. Maybe an app.
You could play through Chromecast.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. It has a... Oh, no. I'm looking at
the
pre-release stuff. No. Well, yeah and no. Reception under the Wikipedia article for pre-release. During its beta, the service received positive initial impressions from reviewers. Reviewers reported that the streaming service had low latency and felt as if it was being played locally, but I mean, you're doing that out the building, so depending on Wi-Fi speeds, however, the game sometimes compresses screen resolution or lag. It has that whole dynamic resolution thing going on.
Explain that to our viewers at home.
Dynamic resolution. Okay, so for example, and this is present for a handful of games on the Switch. So Dragon Ball FighterZ, the BFZ, is made out of Unreal 4 by ArcSys. And so for the Switch, in order to keep a consistent frame rate, because it is a fighting game, it'll have this thing called a dynamic resolution change. So if someone's like dumping off a level 3, level 4 super on the screen, you'll see a drop from maybe like 1080p right off the bat to like 900, 720 or something like that to retain the frame rate.
Yeah.
And Stadia is showing signs of that, which I mean it's streamed.
Is that kind of what happens with Xenoblade 2?
I haven't played Xenoblade 2, so I wouldn't be able to tell you.
The quality around it looks like ass, but it still runs and keeps steady. But that's just because it has to render like so much in an open world.
Chances are.
I imagine that's what it's like.
Yeah. Part of Breath of the Wild having the resolution it has is, one, it happens to work with the art style, but two, it's so it can run more or less the same no matter which way you play it.
Yeah.
And not run the risk of having to swap resolutions for experiences, because if you had to do that, then it's like, why would you play it one way or over the other? Why wouldn't you play it one way over the other?
Didn't they say for Stadia that it's recommended that you have at least 25 down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys get?
We're 100.
What was the...
That's our plan anyway. That's not what we actually put out.
Do a speed test on your phone right quick.
Yeah.
Oh, what do I get at home?
Yeah.
My max download speed is like 20 megabits. Not 20, 12. And my max upload speed's like, oh god, like 500 kilo.
Oh Jesus, dude.
Yeah, my absolute. We have Uverse out here, but that we are very far away from our box.
Yeah,
and we should not technically be getting it, but it was offered to us for cheap. And which would come with Uverse perks with AT&T. But that's only at my parents' house. Now, when I'm at Lee's apartment complex, like the download speed is like it fluctuates.
I should probably do that here.
25 to 80, like constantly.
That's like huge.
Yeah. So it's whenever we end up getting an apartment together, Shelly, I want to like get something that's like a little bit pricier, but not like disgusting, so that we can at least play games in peace.
Yeah.
It's like the frame rates between 25 frames and 80 frames. What?
Yikes.
They're aiming for like 120 in the future, which that doesn't exist, but that's fine. I feel like I watched like the early stages of like R&D for a console for a company.
I got
like this is what they were trying to aim for, like at a keynote conference for the Switch at Nintendo.
I mean, it was at GDC, so I mean, it was for developers.
Yeah.
You said what, George?
I got 89 down on the desktop wired in, but from the phone on Wi-Fi, I got 18. So
I know on my phone, Wi-Fi got 102 download, and then 109 upload. I was like, wow, that's the first time I've ever seen upload higher than download.
Yeah. So yeah, Stadia, you're definitely gonna you may as well be playing this on PC.
Yeah, there's no point.
But if that's the case, you also, I guess, may as well have Steam.
But the idea of it is, it's not a bad venture.
It's not. It's not.
The accessibility aspect of it alone makes it impressive.
It's not hella practical, though.
No, and it's not going to make for a positive experience. You could say, oh, I played this and I have the ability to play this, but like, do you really want to? Do you really want to play fucking Call of Duty Modern Warfare on your phone through Stadia? No, you don't.
People are already playing Fortnite through their phone without Stadia.
7-year-olds.
But do you want to do that?
I'm sure 7-year-olds do.
I'm sure they do too.
That's
because mobile players are different from console players. I don't think they get that cross-play compatibility.
I think they're trying to future-proof this shit, and they notice all the kids are playing with their phones and tablets. I don't know how they're gonna act in like 7 or 8 years, but God, I hope
they're gonna act like us, except they're gonna be like, "Wow, you don't have a phone? Fuck you."
You guys don't have phones?
You guys
think of
don't
that BlizzCon.
Uncharted 4 on the fly.
Oh my God.
How did you guys live without your PlayStation 4 Pro Bono phone? Yeah, that joke died. But it's fine. I'm excited for the whole prospect of the whole thing. I want to look and see who develops for them, because obviously, like, what did we get confirmation on? Doom Eternal and
Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed
Odyssey. It's technically its own console, so shit does have to be ported there and actually developed for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they have to get people to pledge to them. I doubt that they'll ever get any Nintendo properties, because there's no way Nintendo would do that and put games away from their own systems.
You can get Super Mario Run, and that's it.
You can play Fire Emblem Heroes.
Good luck with that. I'm gonna hit y'all with the talk amongst yourselves real quick. I'm gonna help Millie. Y'all discuss I don't know, the practicality of streaming.
Hey, Shelly.
Hi.
You want to talk about anime?
Yeah.
So, you watched Boruto, right?
I did watch Boruto yesterday. Yes, I did.
Nice. Did you ever watch Mob Psycho?
No, I keep meaning to try.
Because the first season of Mob Psycho is like disgustingly good. But I love it. I'm waiting for the entire second season to come out before I like binge that, because I know I'm gonna love it.
Isn't it done by Madhouse?
It's Bones.
Really? Are you sure?
Bones. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's Bones.
The first season by Madhouse?
I'm pretty sure it was Bones too, but let me look it up real quick.
I'm pretty sure I heard it was Madhouse.
I know that Madhouse gave up One Punch Man, and they're suffering greatly for that, because did you see that trailer and how like little animation there was in that?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. We know what that looks like. I'm privy to the bullshit that was Berserk 2016. Mob Psycho 100.
No, I think it is Bones. I think it's just Bones all the way. I don't know why I thought it was Madhouse, though.
Because One Punch Man was Madhouse.
I think it's just because their animation styles look the same almost.
Yeah, it's Bones. But yeah, I'm planning on watching that. I'm planning on watching Promise Neverland all at once. I finally finished Goblin Slayer.
I think I got to like episode 3 of Goblin Slayer.
That's about where I dropped off for a while. And then I got to episode 6 or 7, and then it was like a really big cliffhanger. And then I didn't watch again for a while. And then like the last 5 episodes, I kind of was just like, oh, I'll wait. And then I just waited and forgot. ReZero's getting season 2. So I don't know if you ever watched that, but that was a pretty popular one, and I enjoyed it.
Memes about it.
Huh?
I say I keep seeing memes about it.
I liked it. I liked it enough to look up spoilers for the light novel, so that was good. But I've forgotten like almost all the plot relevance of the whole project. So going back and rewatching season 1 probably would be in my best interest. And then,
wait, Madhouse did a card captor Sakura?
Yeah, there's a remake.
I bet that's amazing.
I think it was amazing. I think people loved it. I don't know if it's over yet or not. So, Shelly, I'd been meaning to ask you. Legacy of the Duelist is getting an updated port that's exclusive to the Switch. I was wondering, are you going to get that when you get your Switch?
Dude, no one's going to be playing that on the Switch. Yeah, they are.
You're going to be playing on the Switch. You're going to be like, finally, I can make my new deck and play with people again.
Dude, I'd have to do all that shit again.
That's fine. All you have to do is just when you get your PlayStation back and just be like, hey, this is my deck.
Hey, Sony, crossplay. Just for Legacy of the Duelist.
I wouldn't be surprised if it came out on other systems if it did well on Switch, though. But I wonder what they're adding to it. That was my only thing. Because I think there's only...
It was already out on PlayStation. I think it was out on Xbox. Wasn't
it? But this is a new version, like, altogether.
Oh, like...
I think it's like a 1.5 kind of thing.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point in that? I mean, I'm sure, like...
To add in the newest set that people hate.
The gameplay system that you did, I guess.
I think there's been at least one season that's passed since then, and I think that they updated the rules for like something that was really broken. We'll have to ask George about it because he knows more about the meta than we do. God, what else did I want to watch? Whatever that Kaguya Love is War anime that looked funny as shit. Because I need some slice of life for a guy.
And it's not even like the whole.
Evangelion got a release date for Netflix, and it's going to be out on June 21st.
Remastered, or are they like remaking that?
It's a remaster of the original series, but they're redubbing it, which I'm fine with because I didn't watch the original English dub, but people were shitting their pants about it because they love it. But I only watched it in Japanese because Here's my recommendation to people who don't follow me on Twitter. This is my little mini rant. Anytime there's like art housey shit that's in a foreign language, you want to get as close to the original content as possible, in my opinion, to be able to appreciate it.
What the hell?
We're talking about Evangelion getting redubbed on Netflix.
Oh no.
So, in my opinion, the further you are away from the source material, the worst time you're going to have with it and understanding what was intended for by the creators originally. Now, not to say that the English dub of, or I don't forget what the studio name was that did it, but not discounting their work, not discounting what they've provided in terms of means and entertainment, but it's just, it was kind of hokey, and I think we all know that deep down. And I'm excited to see what it'll be like a little bit less hokey. If it is less hokey. If it's still as hokey as it was, then I don't know. But I'm still going to watch it twice. Once by myself and then once with Lindy. Probably dubbed. But I am excited about that because this is the first time that this has been available since well before, well not before, but like we were children, like small infants. When this aired originally and when it was available like on video. So y'all done, George?
Yeah.
What did we want to ask him? I already forgot. Oh, what was the new thing that came out in the Yu-Gi-Oh verse that people were complaining about being disgustingly like broken and awful?
What?
Wasn't there a new format that came out that they were trying to push, and people were like, "No, we don't like that. We don't want this."
It wasn't broken and awful, but it. Are you still talking about Link Summoning?
Is it Link Summoning? It's the one right after
XZ?
pendulums.
Yeah, link summoning. Okay, no,
Oh
not so much broken, so
Oh,
much as
boy.
it slowed the game down immensely because you more or less without a link monster, you have little to no access to anything in your extra deck because now the field has a specific zones for monsters from the extra deck. So you can't just summon them into normal monster zones like you can everything within your deck. So decks that really hinge on that extra deck support, especially decks where you have to do a lot of fusions or synchros or XZs, just bit the dust without link support. A lot of those decks now have that kind of support so you can continue to summon from the extra deck, but it's one more obstacle in the way that they didn't already have to place there. Because with link summoning, they double nerfed pendulums.
Good.
Well, they also took away the pendulum zones, and because pendulums operate as half monster, half spell, you just used up 2 of your pre-existing spell and trap zones, which also kind of forced you to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? Are you trying to pick?
I still never liked pendulums.
I appreciate the effort they did to like make pendulums a little bit less like wonky, because that was a little bit too much on the field.
Oh no, it was fine. They just overdid it. They could have gone with removing the pendulum zones and resorting it to the back row, and then leaving it at that. Like that's it. Introducing links kind of slowed the game down like even further.
The reason we brought all this up, though, is because I was asking Shelly if he was going to get that Legacy of the Duelist update on Switch that's only coming to Switch, and we were wondering, like, what would justify making it like a 1.5 release instead of just a sequel altogether or a different game.
Well, it's coming to the Switch, but I'm pretty sure like the PS4 version is still gonna like get the update in like a patch, right?
I don't know. We that's what we're talking about. Like,
I think the only reason
it got updated last year.
Yeah, I think the only reason the Switch release is what it is because Legacy of the Duelist wasn't already on the Switch to begin with. So Link Evolution will have a full release on the system.
Well, I can tell you from personal experience of trying about a month ago that Legacy of the Duelist is dead. DEAD, dead on PS4.
It was
probably why they're trying to update it.
It was dead like a few months before we left today.
Because there's nothing active. Like I did like a widespread search and not one ping. But it's funny because you remember when communities came out and we're like, let's join the Yu-Gi-Oh community. I still get those notifications and it's just random people posting in the message board being like, I like this deck. Do you guys like this deck?
I like this deck. I like this deck. I'm not playing this shit.
And I don't have the heart to like unsubscribe from it because it's just so like it's so innocent and they're not trying to be trolly. They're legitimately trying to like make a fan community.
Well, I mean, some people still out here playing. Like
it's so.
I mean, and then people use the same decks over and over again. It'd just be Light Sworns, and then it'd just be Ritual.
Hey, you love Light Swords.
Fucking hate Light Sworns so much.
You love Light Swords, just like you love Stardust Dragon.
I grew to love Stardust Dragon because I used him in my Dragon deck.
I love Stardust Dragon too.
But yeah.
But yeah, we were talking about anime while you were gone.
This took a turn.
It evolved into the Yu-Gi-Oh.
Well, the current arc in Boruto is looking pretty good.
Is it nice?
Actually, well, there was like a really nice animation yesterday with Konohamaru. I was like, oh shit, he looks kind of sick.
And how long did that last?
Fight was probably like a minute.
Okay.
It was with Jugo, so I mean.
I forgot Jugo existed.
Hey man. So did everybody.
Stop.
It's fine.
So what else we got from GDC?
I don't know.
Got that young Nintendo Nindy showcase.
Nindies.
The Nindy.
What did they even show at that? Because I haven't heard anything about that.
That was where we found out. Well, that was where we confirmed Cuphead on Switch.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like the big standout announcement, and nothing else really.
That and a indie Zelda game.
The one that's Rhythm of the Crypt. No, Terror of the Crypt Dancer or something like that.
Crypt of the Necro Dancer.
Okay.
But those devs got yeah.
Oh.
Those devs got the backing and the okay from Nintendo to make an indie Zelda game called Cadence of Hyrule.
Well, I'm glad that Zelda fans are getting something different and fun.
You gotta love YouTube and Crunchyroll because they put the fight on there.
Jesus.
Is that what you've been looking at this whole time?
There was no whole time. It took me like 20 seconds to find it.
Yeah. Throughout that whole week, a bunch of the indie titles on the eShop went on sale, but none of them were the ones I wanted to buy. Like,
yeah, no more relevant to me.
Like Wargroove, which I still really want to buy.
So I just checked our podcast topic lineup in our Discord. If anyone.
Oh, really? Oh, you got on.
And I see where you said that there's breaking news on Shantae 5.
Yeah.
There's been 4 Shantaes.
That's what I said. I was like, I thought there were only like 3.
Way Forward announces Shantae 5 arriving on Nintendo Switch later this year.
Okay. And do we have a screenshot?
Yeah, let me
Or any kind of image besides the title?
I'm pulling up the article now.
Also, Nintendo Switch, is that confirmed that they're dropping 2 Switch models, or is that a rumor still?
Pretty sure it's still rumor, but
it's
sources keep getting it. Sources keep getting it from other sources, and so they're like, okay, so and so got the inside right, so we're gonna post it, and it's like, okay.
And I mean, the idea of like 2 different models, like, wouldn't it technically be 3 because they would still sell the vanilla ones?
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, so like,
unless they
discontinue.
Yeah, unless they pulled a 3DS and just stopped altogether.
So we would. While you're looking up Shantae stuff, I just want to like speculate on that for a bit.
Oh, I'm done. There was nothing more than the tweet.
Oh, what?
I was about to.
That was it? No image.
I mean,
if there's not an image in the game, then like I'm okay.
Here y'all go.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that's why I was like nothing more than the tweet, which of course also coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. And the newly announced Apple Arcade. My bad. Good for you. Way Forward. Get all that money.
You think we'll get a Shantae amiibo?
God, I hope so. It's an inside joke.
But no, like as far as the 2 Switch models, because we're supposedly getting a Pro one and then like a watered down one. That's more.
But isn't the Switch already the watered down one?
I'd say it's fairly middle of the road, at least in terms of hardware, because the screen's pretty high def and high tech.
Who wants to make a bet? $50 says they make a like a 2DS version of the Switch.
Well, that's basically what
you already know that's what it's going to be.
Like it's
going to be
the watered down one's going to be for smaller games and like indies that like are good for kids and people who just want to casually game. And it's going to be cheaper and it's going to have less high quality resolution and processing.
I need an actual bet, my guy.
Like, throw out a hot take, Shelly. Like, we can bet on a hot take.
Stop saying a hot take.
What about take hot?
Sure. Anyway, this isn't the first we're hearing about this. Somebody, I forgot when the article started popping up, but these rumors were rearing their ugly heads and mouths and feet. Sometime last year, and it wasn't so much about it wasn't the two new models at the same time, but there was word of a lesser model. People speculated specs such as like the same way you could detach the Joy-Cons, the Joy-Cons just remaining permanently attached, and so you're kind of just walking around with a screen with a controller. But around that
but
in that same
but then it's not a Switch.
Yeah. And in that same measure, there were talks about a beefier one, more of a home console rather than the hybrid. However, if they do release two different models, two different SKUs, I think at the very least the Pro one will not lose that hybrid appeal, because I don't think that's something they want to give up.
That's the only thing keeping them in the game.
I don't think that's the only thing keeping them in the game now.
That's most definitely the only thing actually keeping them in the game.
I think the whole point of them making the two models is like people are speculating that like since the console's in its third year of life, that now that most people who are going to buy it and bought it, that sales are going to drop dramatically. And then that with that like comes like stock like decrease and things like that, and just like overall like less confidence in the market for Nintendo. So they are cranking these out to ensure that if you want to have the best possible experience, that you buy the new model. And if you want, at least if you're someone who hasn't bought another one or bought one already, I mean,
another one.
If you're someone that hasn't bought one already, then you're basically guaranteed like the bare minimum, and still get enjoyment out of it if you're not really willing to put as much money into it or time into like gaming. And you can appreciate things like Hollow Knight, Shovel Knight, and most other Nindies that come about. Small things.
Nah.
I think that's basically what the rumor is, at least.
Because if you didn't release them, it would still technically be the best way for you to play it on the Switch.
What was that?
I said, if you didn't release the new models, then the regular Switch would just be the regular best way to play it.
Oh, I
mean, because it'd be the only one.
Console sales. It's not about having the best experience anymore. They want money. Like Nintendo's trying to squeeze it out to make sure that the Switch stays like going and strong, so they don't have to develop anything for a while.
But that's not how you sell.
I don't think they would have to develop anything for a while.
You don't sell a console just by releasing consoles.
Yeah, you sell a console by releasing games.
See, you say that, but
what?
Look at the Xbox One S and the PS4 Pro.
No,
they just sold. They didn't sell particularly well, but they still sold and made like decent numbers.
Well, no, they say
right. So our conversation last week about Microsoft Segaing right now is because the Xbox One S sold. Am I right?
I just think that's
lit
altogether.
Lit.
All right, fine. I'll give you that one.
Well, no, because they say I think they said 1 out of every 3 PlayStation 4 sold is a Pro.
I think that's fair.
It's not bad.
Because pros are basically the price of an OG PlayStation 4 anyway.
Yeah, essentially.
I mean, by now, yeah.
Oh, well, they were. That's how much I paid for it.
Yeah, they started out at $400. They need to go ahead and do that price drop.
Ooh, if they do that, I'll be pissed.
They should do it. They should do it just to spite you.
GameStop should release like a special deal of like get a PS4 Pro for $250. I'm like, fuck.
You know they're gonna do it. You just want to be mad.
I want to be mad. I'm not buying anything from GameStop again if I can help it.
We'll even throw in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Talk to me.
My ass.
Talk to me.
Sora, here you go.
God, I feel the bitterness just welling up inside me. I hate him. I hate him.
You get them controller skins too while you at it, bro. Oh my God, is that a year of PS Plus? Tack it on. Tack it on.
You're just like dancing down the aisles, throwing shit in your shopping cart. But no, I don't begrudge PlayStation for anything that they do. I do begrudge GameStop as a company.
That's why
I'm gonna go get that keyboard tomorrow.
Shut the fuck up.
Tasty.
But yeah, so we've talked about Stadia. We've talked about Apple Arcade. We've talked about well, we haven't talked about it yet, but let's go ahead and talk about Sony's new
PlayStation Directs.
So this is how they're releasing information in the future, it seems, aside from E3 conferences. The first one wasn't good, but I don't think anybody expected it to be good.
Hey, man, nobody's good on their first time.
Nobody makes the first jump.
All right, Shelly. Like, thank you for making health class more bearable.
Now, of course, if this was Nintendo's first jump and it flopped, Shelly be cackling a storm right now.
Yeah. And I think,
to be fair, I wouldn't have cared.
Okay.
You know how many Nintendo Directs come out and you guys go,
okay.
Yeah, I don't even know what happened.
You have something to say. You wouldn't be laughing up a storm.
You're like, Nintendo over here. But no, I think what was shown
with that same energy. That's all.
Mostly VR support.
Did I go watch the PlayStation Direct? No, they didn't.
Let this one finish.
Same energy.
I'm just poking at this point.
We don't need to resurrect that beehive.
Oh man, season 1 was lit.
Wasn't it?
That was the best time and also the most horrible to sit through. I would just sit down and play with my phone while you two would talk, and I'd be like, all right, and then I'd check in every 4 minutes.
I'm finna sing y'all something cursed, but you can keep talking, Brian.
Okay. But mostly what we saw was like a VR support for games. We saw some new Days Gone footage. We saw some information / footage, I guess, for Crash Racing.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're using like OG models or something like that, just for nostalgia. There's an option at least to use that.
Good old CTR.
What else was there? It was Concrete Wizard Desert, something like that.
Yeah, it's called Concrete Genie.
Concrete Genie, that's what it is. So yeah, they showed that, and that was an interesting thing that I saw.
They showed it at E3, like I think last year.
Yeah, but we got more info on it. What the fuck?
Told you it was cursed.
Why does this lady look like the inside of an orange peel?
It's because she's covered in dolls.
God, where the hell do you find this stuff, man? God.
I just happened to be scrolling, and one of my One of my old design homies shared this.
With what caption?
None. Just shared it.
You can't just drop that.
He did.
Damn. Oh wow. Anyway, but yeah, it wasn't the most informative. Oh, we also got some Mortal Kombat 11 stuff. Which whatever, we're gonna get small updates about that until they release the full roster and then DLC characters.
They've already announced, I think, Shang Tsung as a DLC character.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like they're moving into like season pass stuff.
Announce this man as a DLC character, and the game ain't out yet.
I mean, that's what Smash did.
I mean, how do you not have Shang Tsung not just in the
game? Yo, but it's the movie Shang Tsung though. You gotta pay for that actor's likeness. Know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they did a good job, I think, with establishing what to expect, and how they're going to do it. And there's no doubt that they'll improve and maybe like splash some personality into it, a little bit of pizzazz and Sony flair, and you could tell that this was a test run, and that they were
for sure.
Yeah,
they were holding out on anything substantial. I think in case they like showed us something really cool, but the presentation itself was ass, so it made less of an impact. They'll
Honestly,
probably
go ahead.
I was like, if they ever do announce like some key information, like on like The Last of Us 2 or anything like that, they'll dedicate like the entire like 10 minutes to it.
I was gonna say, honestly, I hope we get more.
I mean, they have another exclusive for PS4. They just haven't announced it yet.
Let me get my boy Sean Layton doing this thing.
Legacy of the Duelist 2.
Duelist of the Roses 2.
Oh,
but it's all in the Unreal Engine and it looks like Jump Force.
Please be Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup 2.
Nah, bruh.
Dude, if we get that like as an indie title.
Why does no one make this game?
I was reading something, that I saw like mentioned how like most of the old games that we played as children, like their source code is like gone forever, and we won't get it back.
Yeah, man, KH1 source code is gone forever.
Yeah, it is. And preservation of games is like whack as shit. But
shouts to Nintendo.
That made me think, like, if the rumors about like PS5 like being like backwards compatible with everything, which I doubt legitimately, but I do think that it would be
definitely be lovely.
That would be lovely if you could play PS2 games on your PS5. But I imagine that it'll be as far back as PS3.
Okay, Shelly, I got a monkey's paw for you.
Oh God.
Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup. Platinum Games.
What the? How would that work?
Is there Temple Run?
There's a Temple Run mini.
Okay. Who got the rights? Is it EA?
Yeah, EA has the
rights. They got EA money.
Well, actually, yeah. Does EA still have the rights?
Warner Brothers has Harry Potter.
Okay, WB Games money.
Yeah,
might be. Yeah.
Right. But I mean, I think EA had published it.
EA had.
It was.
I think EA dev'd. Hold on. See now.
World Cup.
Now I gotta go look
because it was like a sports thing, and that was what they were like known for at the time.
Hold on, I got you. Heck it. Okay. EA. Okay. Yeah. They got the license from WB, but EA published it because EA also developed it. EA Games UK.
That makes so much sense. That it's the
no. You sure? I think it's EA. What the fuck is EA Brightlight?
EA Brightlight was a UK-based video game developer founded by Electronic Arts. It's a studio under EA.
Okay, Shelly, Monkey's Paw.
Oh wait, hold on.
Harry Potter RPG. It's good, and the best spell is Lavate las Manos.
How you just gonna cut out my?
Oh yes, that one.
Wilden. Wildin'.
Hold on. Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup has a 68 on Metacritic, a 68% on GameFAQs, but it's 5 out of 5 on eBay.
Hell yeah.
They know what they about.
the people selling it know how much it's worth.
Dude, I swear. God damn it.
I have the copy on my fucking dresser.
It got a 28. And
I just can't play it.
Was it 28? No, I got a 25 out of 40 on Famitsu.
It got a 28 out of...
Wait, you got a what?
It got a 25 out of 40 on Famitsu.
28.
Good?
It's a little over halfway.
It's over half.
It's over half.
Famitsu's much more generous, usually.
You know, Japan don't like that. Their Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling made all them people know what I'm talking about. Anyway, we ain't finna talk about her.
When does Amazon have this game?
Oh my god. Anyway.
That says you can play any PS2 game on a disc.
Bring back good Lord of the Rings games.
Anyway.
Bring them back. I demand it.
So yeah, the PlayStation State of Play.
Amazon's got it for $7.
5 out of 10. That's my rating.
For the Direct?
5 out of 10, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of a good establishment of possible structures in the future, not in any way fully realized, but with a decent lineup of games to whet the appetite.
NetherRealm came through. Put my man Vince Staples.
Too much VR.
Man, I don't want to hear anyone talk about NetherRealm until we get Injustice 3.
NetherRealm came through. Put my man Vince Staples on this new MK11 trailer. I'm so about it.
Avengers Endgame is 3 hours and 2 minutes long.
Good. Anyway.
I'm going to have to piss so much.
People are like, no.
Have the bladder of a squirrel, Shelly. You remember.
Just don't drink.
People are like, oh my god, how can I sit through a 3-hour movie? I was like, first of all, it's not hard.
I mean, it's not hard if you're at home.
Just pee in the cup.
It's extremely hard if you're at home. In fact, it's probably harder if you're at home.
No, it's easy because you get to be in bed and not think about how much you have to pee while you're in the theater.
Brian, just pee in the cup.
Where?
The Wolf of Wall Street?
Right there.
I was pissed my pants.
Worse things have happened in a movie theater. You've probably done worse things in a movie theater.
I have not.
It's fine.
I've fallen asleep in the theater.
It's fine. We're live. You don't gotta tell us.
What movie did I fall asleep on? Oh, it was Lord of the Rings. Not Lord of the Rings, but what Hobbit movie did y'all take me to?
The third one? The worst one.
And I was over there sleeping.
That was the funniest damn thing.
Wow.
Because I loved the first time I loved the movie the first time I saw it, and then I watched it the second time, and I watched like you sleep, and other people were like, eh. And I realized that I hated the movie. And it was at that moment that I knew.
Jordan, I swear to God, I'm just in the back of the chair. Just...
Like, this man was loud. Like, I had to. I don't know if it was me or someone else, but we had to like wake him up like twice.
Yo, wow.
And these were during battle scenes.
Yeah, like there was stuff happening on the screen. That's not saying much because the whole damn movie was basically one giant battle scene.
Right.
The only interesting part was Evangeline Lilly. And that's just because she was hot.
Yikes.
All right.
I was like, we need more of her on the screen, but there's not any more of her on the screen. So I'm going.
There wasn't home.
She was not canon. She was not relevant. She was there for a tearjerker.
Are you gonna fall asleep during Dora the Explorer?
No, because what's his face's voice?
I'm trying to figure out how they got Michael Pena to be in this movie. To be Dora's dad.
I don't know, but they did.
I need to know how much of a kids movie this is gonna be. Because I could take any kid's property with like a grain of salt and like have like a suspense of disbelief. But then I look at her outfit and it just disappears. All my respect for the film.
I'm like, what are you wearing?
Stop it.
How old are you? I'm trying to figure out how old Dora is.
Like, I hope there's a costume change, like in the first half.
Shouts to them having Diego in.
Is Diego in it?
Diego is in the movie.
Diego is in it,
but he's like completely normie life.
Yeah, he's like, I haven't been in the jungle in years.
There'll be a sequel, and it'll be like Diego finding himself.
Diego goes back.
Where did you transfer from? The jungle? What do you mean you transfer from the jungle?
It's like that. God, what was that show on Cartoon Network? Unnatural History.
What?
What show was that?
Where the guy, it was when Cartoon Network tried to put a bunch of live action content on there for a little bit.
Oh, with the guy that like would.
He did all the traveling with his parents and stuff like that, but then it was like, okay, you need to go to a boarding school. Like, you need to grow up and be normal.
I thought this man was finna say Mike.
I remember the cartoon show that they have that was live action with cartoon characters.
Oh, no. The Reanimated or whatever that is. No. I also remember Tower Prep. That was, yikes. Okay. Making big use of the screenshot tool tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Unnatural History.
I still have no clue what you're talking
Go back to the
about. I recognize the logo, but I don't recognize any of these actors.
Who are these generic-looking actors?
Kevin Schmidt. Oh wow, he was on the Young and the Restless.
The Chipmunks.
Oh, I love how his name's Kevin G. Kevin G.
This guy.
No.
No.
Yeah, not right.
Yeah, a lot of them are like. This was a Canadian American show, so it's just like, oh, okay.
You guys remember Secret Saturdays?
Oh yeah. You remember the X's?
Jesus.
I don't remember the X's, but I remember the concept.
It was bad.
Yeah.
You remember?
It was the same concept. That's why you remember it.
Remember what?
The Justice League people from Dexter's Lab. I forget what they're called.
Oh shit! The Justice Friends.
That's what I just said.
The Justice League people from Dexter. They're called the Justice Friends.
They are? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And the Infraggable Kronk.
Infraggable Kronk. Yeah, so let's see. Dora, GDC. Oh yeah, Blacks at Xbox.
Oh god. I'm gonna sit this one out.
I'm very considerate of you, Brian.
Okay, it's just gonna be Blacks at C&C Bros.
Yeah. Did you not see what I titled this episode?
What did you title this episode, George?
I titled it Blacks and Brian in parentheses at Xbox.
Thank you. Shit. Well, let me say this before I run tail.
Say something like
before you have to make an apology on Twitter.
No, shut up. I had heard, and I don't know how legitimate this is that it is a division, or it was born from another organization that's called Blacks in Gaming or something like that. That's totally legitimate, by the way.
Yeah.
But that is where the title came from, and that's all I'm going to say is that I at least there was an effort made to keep branding. I guess I don't know.
Okay, well, celebrating great communities at Xbox. Community is an important part of the gaming experience and fandom for many players. Community is also a vital part of the cultural experience for many people who identify as Black and or of African descent. In 2015, we formed the Blacks at Xbox employee community as a way of meeting one another across the many buildings Team Xbox inhabits. Our shared Blackness does not make us all the same, of course. We come from a variety of cities and countries, socioeconomic backgrounds, and professional experiences. But we have a common mission: to connect and uplift the Black community within the gaming industry. So, like, you know, it comes from a really good place, and everything is well intended, and there's even also some really great things going on. So they announced the Jerry Lawson Grant for Career Development, which aims to help people who identify as Black and or of African descent, and it's named after Gerald A. Jerry Lawson, one of the first African American engineers in the gaming industry and the inventor of the Channel F gaming console. They have Terry Crews come on and do a talk about like diversity and inclusion, because you know he was recently put in Crackdown 3. And you also have some of the members who play crucial roles within Xbox's internal structure. Everything about it is dope. That name.
It's like chalk.
It's
on a chalkboard.
Nails on a chalkboard, you mean?
Your nails on a chalkboard. It is abrasive and not insensitive exactly, but
it's kind of on the
toes that line.
Incredibly ignorant.
It's
like, remember your audience of young children who may not necessarily appreciate a title like that.
Someone in the Twitter thread was like, at least they didn't roll with ex-blacks.
Oh. You know, I'm sure that came up at one point, though. That someone was bold enough to just suggest that in the meeting. And then was immediately put out.
But that picture didn't help, though.
No, it didn't.
It looked like they were just doing all labor and shit.
Sorry, you mentioned that I've heard the phrase the cultural significance of gaming or whatever. I was like, is gaming a cultural phenomenon now? Like, I don't feel
Black, I guess.
But is it really?
No.
Because, like,
representation and strides made in the industry are everything, man.
Because, like, I get, like, that there's a community and there's a thriving community of Black people that play video games, duh. But, like, that's a subsidiary of the greater community of people who play games in general, which includes everybody.
Well, it's worth, hold on. Are you trying to, Brian, are you trying to hit us with the
everybody plays and not just Black people?
No. God damn it, stop.
Are you trying to hit us with the all people play?
Stop it.
It sounded like that.
Stop it.
Somebody making an apology on Twitter.
I thought you said you were going to turn tail, my guy.
I'm not saying that.
You should have.
God damn it.
You should have backed on that. Anyway, I understand where your question is coming from as far as has gaming become a cultural phenomenon in terms of the players. But it's worth noting that this does reiterate, developers and people working within the industry, as opposed to people who play. Because as sus as it sounds, I understand the point you're coming from with everybody plays, but then it's also...
Well, that's not even what I meant by everybody plays, is that every community and every subsidiary community has, like, people who play video games, like, hyper-vigilantly.
I think you're... Okay. I think you're misinterpreting community as, like, gaming community and fan base as opposed to how they're using community here. They're using community as an important part of the gaming experience for many players as an example to lead into community is also part of the culture experience. The same way people find community and camaraderie alongside, like amidst others who play, is the same way people find, community, camaraderie, and unity within their culture. And this thing they have set up internally within their staff is to emphasize on that. It's not saying they're one and the same. It's like, hey, just like that's a thing, this is a thing, and so this is a thing. You know what I'm saying?
Are you saying that it's more of emphasizing what is there and not on something that's like that was already there? In the sense that, like, it's highlighting a subsect and not something that was already a blooming thing.
It has nothing to do with people who play games.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's where I thought we were.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah. Yeah. Further reiterating, this is emphasizing people within staff, people who have made contributions to the industry, who identify as Black or of African descent. The whole community being a part of the gaming experience and fandom for many players is an example. It's a facet that's used. It's not what this is highlighting. The fans matter, but this ain't about the fans. It's about the folks working.
Yeah, it's about
next
folks
month
working.
we're gonna hear about niggas at Nintendo.
What'd you say, Shelly?
I said next month we're gonna hear about niggas at Nintendo.
Oh, I hope so.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Or Puerto Ricans at PlayStation.
Stop. I can't. Because
you stuck around too long, bro.
Well, no, it's not that. It's like, and I'll be 100% real.
Choose your next words carefully.
It's hard for me because obviously I'm not a part of any of these communities. It's hard for me to talk about race because I've never had to think about race. I get it. Like I've had the privilege to not have to critically think about these things. So when I put my uninformed opinions out there and statements, even when I'm trying to collect it in an appropriate manner, that's appropriate.
I mean,
I need help, and I need people to help me who have thought about these things a lot more to give my words better context and meaning and more insight.
I mean, we also don't make
Go ahead.
We also don't make contributions to the industry unless you count this. I
mean, I guess you could say that this is free press, but I mean, I doubt it. In the grand scheme of things, like, what do we actually give to them?
Here, Brian. I'm gonna give you this advice.
Okay.
When you want to make a statement or something like that, the amount of time that you need to think about it, just think: how much time does Trump think before he says what he says?
Oh my God!
Stop. I get it, but please, while we're ahead.
Now that I've opened that can of worms and made Brian feel incredibly uncomfortable, Power Rangers Battle for the Grid comes out tomorrow on...
Is it tomorrow?
Really?
Tomorrow on Switch and PC. They have the most weirdest release window, schedule, whatever you want to call it. Okay, we're excited to announce the following release dates. Okay, Nintendo Switch and Xbox One tomorrow, PlayStation in Europe on the 28th, and then PlayStation in America on April 2nd.
I mean, they just released the trailer last week and said coming soon. They didn't have a release date on it.
I was going to say, yeah, they dropped the dates on the 22nd.
Are you gonna get it?
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, great. So no one's gonna. That's like great. So you just drop the dates when no one would know when the shit would come out.
Yeah. PC
I mean, they're probably not expecting it to sell well.
Setting up your game for absolute success.
PC is going to release in summer 19. They said. No specific date on that.
It depends on how well it does. I mean, because I'm sure that there's an audience for it, right?
I mean,
yeah, there's definitely an audience for it.
Probably sure they're just going to optimize it for PC. I don't think these releases are going to determine like a PC release in general. It would have to do the absolute worst for that to happen, and even then, they'll probably still release it on PC to salvage it.
But isn't it the case that like when devs like reach out to other platforms to like carry their games, that they have to pay like a sort of fund and contribute something to like make sure that happens, or like pay them out? It's not. I mean,
like, if PC slated for summer 2019, I'm pretty sure they've already done that.
Well, I'm saying for other platforms too, like they have to do that multiple times, and if they don't have the funds to like immediately do that for other places, like I would say that that's where it becomes like dependent on the sales of the product, because you can cancel ports to other systems.
I mean, you can, but I would understand if this was pushed like a little bit further out. But you got to remember this game probably wasn't that expensive to make in the first place.
It definitely wasn't that expensive to make, because I feel like they made it too quick. I feel like they're gonna release it. It's gonna be kind of broken, and they're gonna fix it later.
I think it'll have some pretty nasty stuff. I watched a little bit of the gameplay videos. What I didn't know was Clockwork of MVC2 fame. He was a famous Marvel vs. Capcom 2 player back in the day. Was brought on to help work on the game. And when they were kind of showing it off, they brought in Yipes and Justin Wong, who washed me 3 times over at FR to test it out and do some stuff. And it's looking pretty hot. It was like if I knew Marvel people were fooling with the game and like working on it in the first place, I'd have paid a lot more attention. But I thought it was going to be mobile game copy pasta. Guess not.
Aren't you glad though it's not?
Mildly. I gotta see how much it costs.
Wait, what did you say, George?
Huh?
You said you're glad what?
He was like, aren't I glad it's not just like copy paste mobile game? And I was like, mildly, I gotta see how much it costs.
All the characters in there are from the
assets, yeah.
I mean, like almost all of them. They got Kat Manx in there. I mean, Kat wouldn't be my first choice of having in there, but she's in the mobile game, so she's gonna be in there.
Oh Lord. 40 pounds. Baby better be jam packed.
$40.
$40.
Is someone paying his money?
That's not.
I was gonna say $40 on Switch anyway. You know, they hit your boy with the Switch tax. But I don't think there's not a physical release for this, is there?
I doubt it.
Okay.
Oh no, there's no way.
The fact that there's not a physical release is probably
that release date happened too quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably the only thing keeping it from being 50 or 60. At least on Switch. Yeah, no key hyped about it though.
I mean, I'm excited for you two. Not for me. I'm not gonna play it. But like, I want to watch you two play it.
Yeah. Also, episode Arden tomorrow.
Oh yeah, is that included in the season pass, or do I actually have to fork over money for this? That's something I've been waiting to find out.
While we're talking about it, while I'm typing it in, when Shelly gets Battle for the Grid.
Power Rangers Battle for the Grid is $20 on PS4.
Oh, word?
Yep.
Bet sealed. Yeah, I'm gonna be playing Shelly. And I'm gonna record it. We'll put it on the channel.
Today we'll get the Gundam Fighters game, and then we'll all play together.
Man, y'all buy Gundam Versus.
It's on sale a lot.
I had the game since it came out. It's sitting right here unopened because I haven't put in the time. But if y'all scoop it, like,
Oh,
it.
Sure.
Brian, get One Piece World Seeker.
Fuck no. Absolutely not.
I was watching the hard play that
The story is great. It's just everything else is bad.
I don't know. It looks.
It looks okay.
It looks great compared to Jump Force. My whole thing was that, like,
that was a strained great I just heard from your mouth. I don't believe it.
What?
You're like, it looks great.
Oh, well, no, I said it looks great compared to Jump Force. I was wiping my nose. You probably heard that.
I thought you were constipated.
It doesn't take much to beat Jump Force.
It doesn't, but the fact that those are both kind of made out of the same engine just kind of baffles me, which I know, like, not everything popping out of Unreal is going to be looking the same.
Okay.
But Bandai Namco dev both of them, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll hold it. But
both in defense of Jump Force and is speaking on World Seeker. World Seeker was developed entirely on the one artistic element of One Piece and Oda's style. Jump Force had the disadvantage of having to make a base engine and graphical style for multiple properties that do not mesh well together, as we have seen. If you look at Tagoro's terrifying character.
Oh, bro, all you had to tell me was that they weren't. All you had to tell me was that they weren't done by the same dev, and I would have stopped right there because they're not. Okay, moving on. Episode Arden. Yeah, because Jump Force was done by Spike Chunsoft and World Seeker by Gunbadion.
Spike Chunsoft.
Spike Chunsoft.
That's people who made Danganronpa.
I think I want to name my son that.
Spike Chunsoft more.
Please don't name your son Spike.
Do that, please. Okay.
Fucking cowboy.
Let's see. Episode Arden. New update, going live, latest and final DLC. Patch will be just over 9 gigs. Also a separate patch for Comrades, putting everything at about 10.5 gigs. Nothing about a price. Let me check the store.
Just Google if it's included in the season pass.
See, it took me to Reddit. All right, here's Steam. Here's Reddit.
Anyway, I will be scooping it. I'll be playing it.
Reddit doesn't have an answer.
I guess we'll find out tomorrow.
Steam said yeah, but Steam doesn't have a season pass. If you bought the Windows edition and you bought Royal Edition, okay, yeah. What it does indicate is that episode Arden will be available from March 26th and will be free to download if you already have the season pass.
That's fine.
I'm gonna be doing some further research.
The only reason I asked is because I know that they said that after episode Ignis that was it for this season pass, but then they canceled the rest of it. So I wanted to know like what gray area this was in. Because I would understand
it's $15 on the PSN store.
Let's see.
I
want to check this right now.
So I told you I was doing. type that in right. Oh. Haha, let's not.
Oh fuck. For me, it's coming across with
$10.
Shit.
Yep.
That's a dick move, Square.
$10. Well, do you have Royal Edition?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe I have to upload. I have to buy it from the game.
Ooh, boy.
Ah, shit.
Nah, bro, you gotta pay for that.
Fuck. Hold on.
You gotta
I'm about to be mad as fuck.
You
I have
gotta
to
know
podcast
when
on
to hold
hold.
them.
I am going to upload this.
Know when to fold.
This is bullshit.
Know when to take that L, my boy.
I am not taking an L just yet, my friend.
Love don't love nobody, Brian.
God, opening this like special edition box just like unleashes a wave of fury in me.
He wants to believe.
Looking at I want to believe in this game that I haven't believed in since it came out. Ugh, damn it. Like everybody that's like gonna watch this in the future now, like this is how I feel about Final Fantasy 15.
Oh wow, somebody called it 3 months ago. They were like, likely you'll be charged. My guess is $10.
Fuck this shit.
Ooh,
Okay,
I gotta throw fire about this.
It's got to update, so we're not gonna even bother. So yeah, that's $10.
Yeah, it is. I still don't have Royal Edition, by the way.
Well, Royal Edition is worth it.
I mean, I know that. I just still don't have it.
I know.
And when I get it, I have to go back and replay the game again.
I mean, that's what I did. And the game's not bad with Royal Edition updates and everything. It's just that fuck this game.
Well, at least I'm still getting versus 13.
72803. Hold on, I'm checking my bank account now.
Oh my god. My man's just having a connection right now.
I'm pissed. All right, I have $126.03. And
you happy?
Well, no, because some of that has to go to food, and then
feel better.
Some of it has to go towards gas. I could do it if I.
Oh wait, that's your money.
That's my money.
Oh, I don't know why I thought you were like, okay, PlayStation Wallet.
That is what money. That is less than what I actually have in the bank, but most of that money that I have in the bank has been accounted for as of rent.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, you said you were talking earlier about bring back new Lord of the Rings games. Well, yeah, new Lord of the Rings game has been revealed.
What is it?
Lord of the Rings Gollum is a new action-adventure game from Daedalic. Daedalic Entertainment has announced Lord of the Rings Gollum, a new action-adventure game set in J.R.R. Tolkien's celebrated fantasy universe.
I give up.
There are no further details yet.
I'm done. It's over. That was the nail in the coffin. Why did you kill my dreams? 2 in 1 minute. 5 minutes.
I'm an angel of misfortune, my guy.
God, never mind. Just keep it where it is. I'm tired of playing games like that. If Shadow of War was not an indicator of what I had to expect in the future, I don't know what was.
Oh.
Like I enjoyed Shadow of Mordor so much, and then Shadow of War was just like an absolute bastardization of like the entire thing that I enjoyed out of that. So.
Mr. Fields Wild Ride retweeted this and was like, is this an Onion article?
Someone get me a fucking bottle of wine. Anyway, I think that we could call it a podcast. I'm broken. I am less of a man than I was when I started this. A piece of me has died, and with it, Final Fantasy 15. Thank God. I can't wait to play this game for the last time and put it to rest. Oh God, I like these. It's not real tears yet, but they could be.
Sorry to you guys at home that I wasn't able to get last week's episode on the Podbean. You're gonna get treated with a double feature tonight. I'm gonna be putting this one and the one after on Podbean. That way you get to take up twice the time at wherever you listen to us to. I know I like to do that at work.
I do it on the way to work, honestly.
Yeah. It's like, what? 2 podcasts? It's going to make everything go by.
Now you can waste time and listen to us be stupid.
Yeah. You get to listen to Brian be broken.
You can listen to my anguish.
Right after listening to everybody be tired the week before.
So we just gave up.
Hop on the death parade with your boys.
Who doesn't want to listen to people being tired at work? But yeah, I hope everybody has a good night. Thanks for sticking with us, and we hope to bring you more content in the future as it happens. Until then, stay healthy, stay frosty, play Skullgirls.
For sure. And, Black's at Xbox, man.